Hi, I'm Stephen, and I'm one of the teachers at the左營English branch. And today, I'm going to try and answer some questions about English. This is an old woman, a very old woman, and her name is Germanic. That's a weird name, I know, but that's her name, Germanic. Germanic had many children. She was very popular. But one of the children she had was English. Oh, this is a video about English, of course. Now, English took everything that he knows from his mother, as all good boys do. They take everything they know from their mother. He was called Old English, something very different to the English that we are learning today. What changed? Why did Old English become modern English, the English that we speak today? Well, Old English made some friends. The first friend that he made was this lovely couple. Their names were Greek and Latin. Now, Greek and Latin, Old English knew, were very intelligent. They were very smart. And he noticed this. Greek and Latin were very in love, and they're very smart. The other person that English met was this elegant chap. He is called French. So Old English met these two people. A very elegant man called French, and an older couple who were very intelligent called Greek and Latin. So, when Old English met these two, he decided to change. He dressed up nice. A nice little shirt here. He got new shoes. He got a haircut. Maybe a little beard. And he changed his name. He changed his name to Modern English. Now, to impress his new friends, Modern English decided to try and sound like his new friend French and his new friend Latin. He decided that they are smart, so I can use their words and sound smart too. He's very elegant. He says things that are very beautiful. I want to sound like I can say things that are very beautiful and very elegant. But I also don't want to hurt my mother. So I don't want to forget what she taught me. I will always remember that. So I'm going to show you some examples of words that we use in English that come from here, and that come from here, and that come from here, and how we use them all together. This is a question that's asked to me often. Why are there so many words for the same thing? Why are they so different? Well, this is why. Okay, so we can say goodbye to Mr. French. And we say goodbye to Greek and Latin. We just have Modern English. We will keep Mother up there because I don't want to upset her. So, the first thing that I'm going to show you is Latin. Now, smart people are often doctors, right? So, we have the Germanic words. Germanic and the Latin words. The Germanic word for here, belly, right? This is my belly. Now the Latin word for this, to sound intelligent, to sound smart, the medical term is abdomen. My belly, my abdomen. Latin is a little more serious and a little more intelligent sounding. So this is why we use the different words. Now, we can look at some other words here. We have, if someone is aware of something, I'm aware of that, I know it's happening. He is aware, he is awake. The Latin word, he is cognizant. 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 Okay? One more. If I'm going to start something, like I started the lesson, I'm starting, then I can say, when I'm thinking about my modern English and his very smart friends, I can say that I'm going to commence. Commence. Start. Commence. These are the common words. The words that come from my mother. Not my mother. My language's mother. And my mother. She says these things. The Latin words that are more intelligent. Abdomen, cognizant, and commence. Now, there are many, many other examples of this, but these are three that I think are very useful to you to know. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the French root. Now, for reasons that I won't go into, French was used to talk about animals. It was used to talk about military issues as well, because of a war that happened a long time ago that I won't go into. But let's look at first an animal that we have a German word for, and we have a French word for that is far more elegant. The word that I'm talking about, the Germanic root, is deer. A deer. We know what a deer is. What's the French root? The French version of this word is venison. It's a much more beautiful way of saying venison. Deer, venison. Deer for my mother, venison for my beautiful, elegant friend. Next, I could say that I'm going to buy something. To buy something. That's the word for my mother. From modern English's mother, not my mother. I hope she doesn't watch this. And the French version of this word is purchase. Purchase. This is the more elegant and more beautiful version of this word. Okay? Now, the last one that I'm going to show you is to ask someone something. Ask. And the French equivalent of this word is to question someone. So the Germanic root, dear, buy, ask. Very easy, very common. The French, the more elegant sounding version, venison, purchase, and question. I'm making myself sound very important and elegant, I hope. Now, I want to show you one thing that explains why we use these words now. So I'm going to use this last one, ask. If I ask someone a question, this is common. Can I ask you something? Ask. Now, I'm going to give you an example sentence. I am going to ask him. It's common. It's not serious. It's not a bad thing. It's just a question. I'm going to ask him something. I know that he's just going to ask him. Now, if I change that sentence to use French, I'm going to question him. It's a little more serious. Usually police officers might say this. I'm going to question him about that. If I heard my mother talking about me and she said, I'm going to question him, I would think, oh, what have I done? Now, if we talk about the Latin version of this, we have ask, question. The Latin is interrogate. Interrogate. To interrogate someone. Now listen to this sentence and how much it changes based on the same word used from a different root. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask him about it. It's just normal. It's fine. Next. I'm going to question him. It's a little more serious. It's an elegant word. It comes from an elegant place. But it just means it's a little more serious. I'm going to interrogate him. That's the most serious version of this word. And English is full of these little things like the French root and the Latin root. This explains sometimes why words have the same spelling but sound differently, because they come from different places. This explains why we have so many words for the same thing. And this explains why we have different words for different situations. Germanic, ask. From our mother. Our mother, now. Next, from our French friend, question. And from our Latin friend, interrogate. I hope you can find more things like this when you're studying your English, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.